this episode of Paw Prints, we're headed over to Freshfields Animal Rescue to visit some of their smaller residents. We're also meeting up with Alan and his team at Village Vets, where he has a cat in need of some dental work and an iguana with a sore jaw. But first, over at Dogs Trust, canine carer Claire explains what goes into day-to-day life at Dogs Trust, caring for dogs looking for new homes.
I'm Claire Rooney, I'm a canine carer too, so I also do the website as well as looking after the dogs. It's me that's responsible for the web entries and the kennel fronts. We start at 8:30 in the morning, and the first thing we do obviously is we check on all the dogs, make sure everybody's happy and well and looks good. Some of the dogs need to go out first thing in the morning for the morning ablutions. They will always go in the kennels, and we like to maintain that house training level if we can. So first job is to get them all out. He's one that needs to go out first thing in the morning. And then it's feeding, medications as well, and then the kennel cleaning begins. It takes about an hour and a half, 2 hours sometimes all in. Once everybody's happy and settled and fed and had a little break after feeding, it's time to get exercising and get them all out for their training sessions and their walks and their group runs and the different things that we do with them. Yes. It's animal welfare at its utmost, I think, is this. I've done a lot of things working with animals, and this is the one that's closest to my heart because it is pure welfare. We are all they've got, and if we're having a rubbish day, then they'll get a rubbish day. So we need to make sure that they have everything they need and give them as much as we can, as close to what they were getting at home. So that's why a lot of the dogs get furniture and they get toys and duvets and cuddly toys, and we do try and make it a home from them, and that's very important. And there's not a lot of organisations that will do that, and that's one of the best things about Dogs Trust is we do give them everything we can, and more importantly is everything they need as well. We make sure they get it. Mac is a bit of a character. He's 9 years old, he's a Shar-Pei. He was left with us after his family went to Australia and emigrated, and obviously couldn't take him with him. He's a funny boy. He wasn't so happy when he first came in, and he ended up having a little short spell in hospital as well after having a bit of bloat. But he's fully recovered. He's had 2 operations so far on his eyes. Shar-Pei's got a condition called entropy, where the eyelashes tend to rub on the eyes. So he's about to have his 3rd operation for that, and that's hopefully his 3rd and final one. But Mac's awesome. Mac's just looking for a nice home with older people, older children in the house and adults. He's got loads of character. His nickname is Mr. Bombastic because he is such a lover man. You come back up. Come up. Good boy. But he's loads of fun. He's got his own little way of sweet talking everyone, and it puts a lot of people off because he does grumble. You're going to grumble for me? I'm going to do it back. You're going to do it? No. But he's a sweet boy, a lovely boy. Obviously working with animals like this, it is a full-time job, but we need days off as well, so it's essential that we communicate with each other when we're not in, and every member of staff has what we call a block buddy, so somebody that works with them on their block. So mine's Tracy. When I'm not in, obviously Tracy takes over, and vice versa, and then 3 days a week we work together. And it is essential that we communicate. What we might do with one dog one day doesn't work or does work, and we have to make sure that the other person knows what's going on in order to progress with the rehoming and the training and rehabilitation. So it is vital that we work together. And we often find that even once 5:30 comes and we go home, we're still texting each other and WhatsApping each other with videos of things that they've done and things that we've tried that have worked, and other plans that we have to come up with just to get these guys out and get them rehomed. So teamwork is vital. There's times when things get a bit crazy and really busy at weekends and so on, and we have to pull together and all help each other out. It's essential. That's the only thing that's going to keep them out instead of keeping them here. We need to get them out and get them in homes. We do an awful lot of training, basic training with young dogs and slightly less well-mannered dogs. Some of those that don't have so much impulse control are a little bit over the top, like a lot of the bull breeds are, tend to be a bit silly. But yeah, it's vital that we do lots of training with them. It keeps them stimulated as well while they're having a life in kennels. As much as we need to stimulate them physically, we need to stimulate them mentally as well. So we do lots of trainings. Some dogs are specifically on training programs in order to rehabilitate them. Maybe dogs that are not so good with other dogs, we try and slowly integrate them. It just makes them more rehomable and makes their time in kennels much more enjoyable as well. So we might go out for a few minutes with you and walk you with another dog. He enjoys dog's company, but not every dog, so we have to find out ways of seeing which dog he enjoys, because then obviously we can pass that on to potential adopters. We do different things like clicker training. A lot of the time it's just very basic things, but it does make a big difference to the dog's day. It gives them something to think about as well. Once they've gone back into the kennel and they're not just staring at the same four walls all the time, they've got things to think about and work out for themselves. And their mum, yeah, yeah, we're all their mums and dads, yeah, we're all they've got, we're all their family.
At Village Vets, Chief Veterinary Surgeon Alan has brought in his cat Bubbles for a dental checkup.
Today we're going to do this little pussycat's teeth. Bubbles is 14 years old. He came by the RSPCA when he was about 4 months old with lots of burn injuries, and we've done very well with him. But his teeth are a bit dirty. It's about time we did a clean and polish. We're also going to x-ray the teeth to see if there's any underlying problems. So first off, we're going to take some blood off him. Because he's an older cat, I want to look if there's any kidney problems or liver problems or anything that might complicate the anaesthetic. So we're going to clip up his fur now. We're clipping under the neck because we've got a big blood vessel here called the jugular. Now most of the time cats are fine about this. I'll clean this and I'm going to get a smaller needle. Right, Bubbles, be good. Bubbles was asleep in my daughter's bed when I grabbed him this morning, so he feels a bit cheated he hasn't had his lie-in. And that's our blood sample, and Craig's going to put a bit of pressure on there. Right, Craig's going to take the blood we took from Bubbles the cat, and he's going to run it on the equipment behind me. We're going to look at how the red blood cells are, the white blood cells, look for signs of infection, see how the kidneys are doing, see if we need to use a special anaesthetic or lower doses because it's an older cat. It's a good opportunity to do a general health check on Bubbles to see how his kidneys. Older cats get problems with their kidneys. It's a normal fact of being an older cat. Right, we're now going to take some x-rays of Bubbles. Oh, I should mention, you will see there's a lot of hair missing here. This is because Bubbles, when he was about 4 months old, had a very bad experience with somebody who poured a hot liquid on him. I don't know if it's deliberate or not. The RSPCA brought him in, and then I ended up with him. This Bubbles is 14, so this is, it's 13 and a half years ago. So the fur's never grown back, and the skin is very delicate. Now Bubbles still goes out and has a bit of a scrap now and again. So a scratch, and this is from 2 days ago. It'll heal, but it's just slower than with other cats, and it's much more obvious because his skin is very delicate. It's like a little old lady, but he's doing fine. I want to see if Bubbles' teeth are okay. They've got tartar on, but we do need to do some work and cleaning and polishing them. But I like to keep all my cat's teeth in the cat. So we're going to take some x-rays to see, are the tooth roots okay? We've done, this is an x-ray of Bubbles' top teeth, but these are perfect. I'm not going to mess with these teeth at all. What we're doing is we're looking to see the roots down here, and they're perfect. We are not going to mess with these teeth. We've taken an x-ray of the lower teeth, and we've got quite a lot of bone loss here. You may have to take some of these out. See here? Nice solid bone, but here not so good. Bubbles is fully anaesthetised now, but to do things safely, because we're going to be descaling, polishing the teeth, and there's fluids and water around, we're going to put a little breathing tube into Bubbles' mouth. We get this tube and we go. There we go. Okay, then we connect into the tube. First thing is, right, we've decided from the x-rays we're not going to need to take any teeth out. So we're just going to descale and polish. If you want to come... They're not bad at all, but I do think they need doing. Here, there's a bit of tartar there. It's worse on the other side. But the lower teeth are very good indeed. And the canine teeth are good. For a 14-year-old cat. We're now going to descale his teeth, just like when you go to the dentist. Animals don't like this, you shouldn't even attempt to do it conscious. It's a stunningly bad idea and you won't do it well. When we do these anaesthetics, there's various combinations we can use, and one of our favourite combinations we use is called a triple combination, and it lets us reverse the drug. But there's a best time to do it, which is 45 minutes after. But it means in an emergency we can reverse it quickly. So it's a nice, safe particular combination to use. Anaesthetics have come on dramatically in the last 20 years. People still get very nervous about giving their animals anaesthetics, but it's very, very rare to have a problem. And often it means there's an underlying heart problem. Very difficult to predict which will have a problem and which won't. But to put it into context, how many cats have died that I know of under an anaesthetic when I've been working on them? 1 in 25 years, and dogs 1 or 2. And that's why I'm totally confident my 14-year-old cat that we're giving an anaesthetic. And we are done. I just need to tidy and make him look beautiful.
Many pet rescues don't just care for dogs and cats looking for new homes. At Freshfields Animal Rescue, they take in all kinds of pets and wildlife.
We take in a variety of animals, mainly rabbits. We also get guinea pigs, chinchillas, ferrets and other small animals. As well as domestic animals, we also admit wildlife, so all manners of birds native to Britain, and we also take in a lot of hedgehogs. We've currently got 40 at the moment, that are going to be fit for release in spring. Well, firstly we examine the animal, make sure that the animal's fit and healthy. He also sees our vet on site, gets microchipped, vaccinations, gets a health chat. Once everything is okay, he goes up for the home. We have plenty of rabbits. We currently have about 30 rabbits, 3 chinchillas. We have about 12 guinea pigs at the moment, and we've got about 10 ferrets. We currently have 40 rabbits in at the unit at the moment. The most common reason for people bringing their rabbits into us is they simply don't want them anymore. A lot of people find that when they do acquire rabbits, they're not given a lot of information about them. They are told that they can just live in a hutch with a little bit of hay, and that's all they require. It's definitely not the case. Unfortunately, rabbits do see themselves quite depressive. They've got no company as well. They do need friends to live out their lives quite happily. We normally say to people, if it's going to be an outdoor rabbit, that they need a pen with hutch in permanently, that measures at least 5 foot by 7 foot. That gives the rabbit ample opportunity to express natural behaviours and have a little hop round and enjoy life and keep nice and healthy and fit. Zorro was brought into us as a stray. He wasn't in very good condition when he was brought into us. He was found living underneath somebody's hedge. We noticed Zorro was quite withdrawn when he first came into us, and once he was settled in, we did notice that he was starting to come out of his shell a lot more. He's got no problem saying hello, and he's the first one to greet people when people come into the unit and meet him. He's very friendly now.
At Village Vets, Alan has a patient in need of an X-ray to find out why he has a swollen jaw.
Hi, right, my name's Alan Humphreys. Today we've got a little iguana that's got a swelling in its jaw on the right side, and we don't know why it's got this. So we're going to take some x-rays, and to get nice clear x-rays we're going to use the same type of x-rays as you would if you go to the dentist, these little small plates. And so here are our little plates. We're going to put it inside the iguana's mouth and take a picture. So, right, little iguana is under an anaesthetic, obviously. They're not going to stay still for us to do this. So I'm going to place the little plate inside, and hopefully it will be a good iguana. Right, so just like when you go to the dentist, we have this little small dental x-ray machine, which we're going to put up by it and take the picture. We're going to do slightly different exposures, so we'll get nice and close, take our picture, we'll get a little beep. That's our beep. So that's one picture. Now we're going to take another one, make it just slightly different. The way we take it, just doing a different image. Right, so little Iggy's nice and stable. He's on a ventilator. So I'm just going to put these images into the little X-ray reader, just like the human dentist. So we put this in. We're taking these X-rays to find out if the swelling on the side of the jaw is involving the bone. This thing called bone cysts, which we see quite a lot in mammals and cats and dogs. And I think this is actually not involving the bone at all. No, we're just involving soft tissue. This is the swelling that we're looking at just there. So we are going to do a surgical removal of this, but not today. We might take a little sample first before we decide on our final surgical approach. But for now, we're just going to leave it at that and we're going to wake little Iguana up. We're on the X-rays. We've decided that I don't think this swelling involves the bone. It's not a bone cyst. So we're going to do a bit of surgery. We're going to take some other little samples first, but I'm a lot more relaxed now. We don't have to do anything major like removing sections of the jaw. We're going to wake Iguana up now. So we're going to disconnect from the anaesthetic machine, turn off the anaesthetic gases. Iguanas actually wake up better if we give them a bit of extra carbon dioxide. Now, breathe down the tube, but that's not very hygienic. Or we'll just pump a little bit of air, normal air from the room in, as soon as I get the bag. Hang on. Right, so just give him a little puff to help him wake up. Just check that there. They're getting to wake up well, they need to go somewhere warm. So I'm going to take him down while he's sleeping. Okay, and we're going to put little Iggy in a nice warm vivarium. Sit in there. Add a little bit more warmth. And we'll stay here and we'll observe little Iggy, and when we're moving around a bit more, we're going to take that little breathing tube out. So he's doing okay at the moment. This little Iguana was brought in as a stray from the RSPCA, and nobody came forward for it. So it's now been rehomed to somebody with quite a lot of experience. But they noticed that this little swelling here, so we wanted to know what's going on. Maybe about 5 or 10 minutes, then little Iguana will be okay to be left.
Today, Dogs Trust cares for more than 16,000 stray and abandoned dogs every year at their rehoming centres throughout the UK. The Merseyside Centre currently has over 50 dogs looking for new homes. One of these dogs is Callie, who is looking for a new home as her owner can no longer look after her. She's a very affectionate girl who loves to have cuddles. She'll happily say hello to anyone and readily makes friends. Callie can only live with adults or families with children over the age of 15, as she's incredibly boisterous and strong. Millie is a sweet girl who unfortunately has a few anxieties. She loves her toys often a little too much and adores tummy rubs. She came to Dogs Trust Merseyside after her owner fell ill and couldn't take care of her anymore. Millie needs a quiet home with someone who's there most of the day. She needs owners who are willing to put in the time she needs to help her settle and cope with her anxiety. She may also need a little time to settle into a new home and is looking for a family with patience. Aaron has been described as the happiest dog on earth. Every day is a joy to him and he loves everyone and everything. His racing days are long behind him and he's looking forward to bringing his awesomeness into your life instead. As usual with greyhounds, Aaron is an ex-racer, so we have to keep him away from furry pets, cats and little dogs, just in case. He gets along with the odd dog, but would be better in a child-free home. Beau is a lovely, lively boy who is full of life. He loves going out on walks and exploring the undergrowth. He has a very loving nature and likes to curl up and have cuddles with you. He'll walk quite happily with quiet dogs, especially his best friend at Dogs Trust, Stella. Bear would like to be the only dog in a home as he loves getting lots of one-on-one attention. Jack is a typical feisty terrier with a tendency to guard things, so we're looking for an adult home, preferably with some experience. He's a lovely boy when he's out and about and likes to meet and greet people, and will also get along with most other dogs. Jack loves travelling and makes a fantastic car companion, but he does need a home free from children and will be better as the only pet. Safaki was found tied up in the Dogs Trust car park a while ago. She's a very affectionate girl but can get a little excitable at times. She can be rather picky about her doggy friends and can also be a little rough, so is best allowed to play with dogs her own size. Safaki is a very lively and active dog, and so would benefit from some training. Just some basic good manners to calm her a little. If she was a stray, we don't know if she's house trained, but as an adult it won't take her long to learn if she needs to.